Alright, so the Bloodline came out the other day, and there are a few things that the game doesn't really explain very well or list in the control section, so I thought I'd go ahead and make this quick video just to get some helpful advice out there for people who may want to pick the game up or have picked up the game and can't really figure out a couple key things. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and start out with showing where to get your mount. So early in the game, there is a quest that gives you a mount as your reward. All mounts that you get in the game are going to be in this inventory menu on the left. This top tab is going to have your mounts. The first mount you get is a donkey, and you just click the green arrow and it spawns right away. So anybody who can't figure out how to get on their mount or how to find their mount or whatever, whenever they first get it, that's where it is. It's going to be in the inventory in this little menu. There's a fun little bug for you right there if you spawn it while you're on it. It actually completely messes up your gravity. So there's that. Moving on to the next thing is there's quite a few keybinds that aren't listed in the controls. Most of these aren't super important, but some of them are very much game mechanics, just central game mechanics. One of the more important ones is sneak. It's not listed in the controls or anything on how to sneak, but it's just the X button. So you press the X button and you sneak. I don't know exactly how well the sneaking works. You seem to level up just from walking nearby stuff, hitting stuff while in sneak, that kind of thing. Pretty much what you would expect, but I'm not sure how fleshed out it is. Anyways, the next thing is going to be Ragdoll. Yeah, Ragdoll's not listed in the controls. You just hit in. You hit in and you Ragdoll. That's also a skill. You can hit opponents with your Ragdolled body, things like that. You'll notice if you're sprinting and then you try to Ragdoll, you'll receive 1,000 gold. That is just a leftover debug command that will be gone in the next patch, but enjoy it while it's there. Enjoy your free money. Another thing not listed in the controls is how to enter third person. Third person mode, you just hit comma. Okay, mine is bugged from the horse, so let me... Another function that is not listed in the controls is third person. So to enter third person, all you got to do is hit comma, and there you are. You're in third person. It tells you the first time you enter third person that the game is not really meant to be played in third person. This is more just to get a view of your character. But you can do everything. Anything you can do normally in game, you can do it in third person. So it's a fun little way that you could take a look at your character and how they interact with the world, but it's obviously not going to be the best playing experience, seeing as the dev themselves warns you. It's when you switch to third person for the first time that the game's not intended to be played that way. To get an even better view of your character, however, there is another thing not listed in the controls, and that is photo mode. To enter photo mode, you just hit P on your keyboard. And then you get this wonderful menu at the bottom right that comes up, which I think might be a default photo mode menu, because if you go to this logo tab and hit logo example, they didn't quite put the game's logo in. So I'm pretty sure this is just something that the developer hasn't completely finished yet. They haven't really messed around with everything yet. But as you can see, there's this little menu that comes up, and at the bottom it tells you some of the controls. If you want to rotate your camera around or whatever, your character will be locked into it unless you hit free camera. If you hit free camera, then you can go wherever you want. And when I say wherever you want, wherever you're at in game, you can pretty much go as far away as that map will allow you. That being said, the controls are a little wonky. If, say, for instance, you're moving the camera and then you rotate, it will stop moving even if you continue to hold. Some other stuff, like if you run into a character model, a lot of the time it will just stop you in place. Can't switch direction if you're holding one. You gotta do individual directions at a time, including rotation. But you know, there's a lot of nice effects. You can change any basic thing that you'd be able to change in most photo editors. There's pre-built filters, things like that. Something I just thought of, there is a quest that in the first area that teaches you how to build and how to build a village and manage the buildings and the towns and that sort of thing. And there's a lot of requirements for it. You got to get some wood, you got to get some wheat, you got to get some stone. Stone and wood can be relatively easy to find. With wood, you can find it in the levels. There are trees sometimes that are highlighted with the yellow glow like anything else that you can collect. That being said, you can, sometimes there will be trees that say, in the overworld, press E to chop. Well, you're going to want pine trees for that first quest, and there's a lot of them actually right nearby the first area. See, like any of these trees, you can get logs from. I think you can chop them 3 times and then they fall. Let's see. Yeah, you can chop any of those 3 times until they fall. But what a lot of people are having trouble finding is wheat. The easiest way to get wheat is to go all the way over here to this place called Millshade. So if you come all the way over here to Millshade and then enter, you'll see as soon as you enter the town on the left right here, there is a big wheat field. So to get all your wheat for that quest, you just jump in this wheat field and you hold E. That's it. You just hold E and it will automatically get all the wheat. You can even sprint around while you're doing this, as long as you're holding E and not continually tapping it. If you're holding it, you can sprint while doing this, level up your run or whatever, while just get some passive gains while you're getting all this wheat. And for the final tip I have for anybody who is interested in getting this game, or anybody who has this game, you'll run into occasionally, and this is just something that happens with solo dev, you're going to occasionally run into areas where you get soft locked, where you get stuck in the ground or something, your character can't really move. And honestly, every time I've encountered that, as long as there is something nearby I can grapple hook onto, generally if you just do that and then hit E to pull in the rope, 9 times out of 10 that should fix whatever issue you're having with getting like soft lock into a texture or location or something. So something to keep in mind. And then of course, you can always just go to the overworld as long as you're not in combat. Last couple things I want to talk about are, in this game sometimes you'll get sick, you'll be running around with a cough, and as far as I know, the only way to get rid of that is to go to the very first room. Whenever you open the game, the first place you go, there's a bed in here you can sleep. If you sleep, it should just get rid of the cough. And finally, I would like to talk about console commands. So console commands are going to be, in the future, basically how you cheat. They're going to be how you get items or spawn enemies or whatever in places that they can't spawn. So it's going to be just like a lot of other games. To pull up the menu itself, you're going to hit tilde, and then there might be something at the very bottom already typed in there, but I can put the full list of known console commands in the description, but you just write in the console commands and there you go. There's a bear for us. Kills us in 1 hit because we're at 30 health, but anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. Hope you guys enjoyed the Bloodline. Do keep in mind, this is being developed by a single person, so you're going to have a lot of issues. Just make sure to give them appropriate feedback. And yeah, thanks for watching.